Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, we're going to be looking at
the one sequencer that rules all sequences.
With PatternBud by Cem Olcay.
Yeah. But first, we're going to kick off with a track from somebody who we've been missing for a while and has just come back, Doctor's Orders. This is his song temper song, Nerves of Steel. Let's do it, shall we? Boom.
Gas the car, no need to drive far. Shift the shift, hold the pedal to the metal. Allentown to Bethlehem, not too far in a little black car. Feeling down, feeling lonely, head pounding, body shaking. Nerves are still that you just feel. That's what you need, it's what you need. Deal with the heat but keep your friends, throw out the fakes. You know who they are in your time of need. Reject, repel, fight the greed. Allentown woman, mother and wife, it's sad but true, you ain't got no life. It's nerves of steel that you must feel, that's what you need, it's what you need. Nights on the bikes are gone. They're not forgotten. Shining lights made hearts feel bright. They're not forgotten. The shroud of darkness lingers, forever haunting. It's nerves of steel that you must feel. That's what you need. It's what you need. Counted with you, counted without, you're caught in a madness. No door, no exit, no way out, trapped in the labyrinth. The world's your oyster, you gotta move on, damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's nerves of steel that you must feel. That's what you need, it's what you need. Lesson learned, you forged a plan, you're twice the woman, he's half the man. Life set out like a deck of cards, a pack that's missing all the hearts. You're moving on, but not with him, you never lost, he didn't win. His words of choice, Allentown woman, God forbid it's such a sin. Passion, respect, admiration, feelings, love and strong affection, non-existent in his book of life. It just ain't there for Allentown wife. Strength, composure, courage, stature, head held high, future clearer, joy, elation, jubilation. Around the corner, it's a lot damn nearer.
Boom. Oh, hello. What a surprise seeing you all here. Welcome to the show. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And that was our good friend Dr. Zorders, who hasn't been around for a while. And where has Dr. Zorders been? Dr. Zorders was very integral at the beginning of this show when it started over 2 years ago. He was here every day. He even got his own intro.
Dr. Zorders.
He was one of the first people to get their very own intro on this show. And it started a trend because Pete Johns started doing the Doctor's Orders with the... it used to just be... basically what it was what Ron does with the master list, just an effect on there, just an echo. And then Pete Johns started doing it, and then Thomas Christ started doing it. And then what do you know? Ron stole the whole idea for his bloody master list. There you go. But Dr. Zorders has been away, and he's not been too good. It says here in this track, so that's his Songtember song. And of note, I want to read this because a personal message to Pete, Jade and the gang, missing you, not been too well myself, admitted to hospital for a while, and in excess of 50 medical appointments over the last few months. Not really been up for music, but think I'm getting stronger with each day. Hope one day to be back with you all. Decided to go for a Songtember song, so this will be it. Never previously put out, almost forgotten about. So decided to import the stems into GarageBand. I think the song's from like 10 years ago or something, or 12 years ago. Vocals, synth, done 12 years back. So our poor friend here has been, he signed off more than a month, he's been confined to a wheelchair in excruciating pain due to an ongoing medical condition. And it's heartbreaking to see a friend going through such shit, yeah. But it's really good to see him back, and it sounds like he's on the mend, and we hope that he continues to go from strength to strength, because we miss his music. And his link is up the top there. It's pinned to the chat. So please click his channel. Go check out his stuff. He's got some wild videos, and he just released a really cool one today, only a few hours ago, with a really cool Thai guitarist that he has come across, and he's put some music to the back, and exactly what Russ said here. Sub him up, folks. Sub him up. So, but glad to hear that he's getting better. Let's say hello to you all. Hello, Zach Thong. What's going on? Hello, Russ. Hello, Thomas Christ. Russ, Thomas, Brad, and Leela. Amazing moderators here. Then there's Audible Video, who's just amazing. And so Brad Example. Who else is here? Joe Glenn. Barry's apparently in the sheep dip. Who else do I see? I think I saw Frankie's here as well. Pete Johns is here. Hey, it's Pete Johns. Hey, it's Pete Johns. I watched your Patreon or your video you released today, Pete. And yeah, I'm going to say it. I was surprised you picked the drums that you picked. I thought the second one was the best with the stop and then the end. And I hope you put those cymbals in the right places, because I was fucking cringing, my friend. I was cringing going, no, that's not where the cymbals go. They've got to go on the beat. I was watching on the replay yesterday. Gregory O'Sullivan is here as well. Pete's probably not even here. He's probably already clicked off the video. Why am I talking to him? Who else? I saw Frankie's here too. Hello, Frankie. Anyone I've missed? If I scroll up, Guitar Shocker, there's Frankie. I think I've got most of you. Ed Zielinski, man. What's going on, Ed? I hope all your Songtember songs are coming along well. I hope that everything's going good. So, we're going to get to see a little bit more of my Songtember song today with the app that we're using. Now, I had a little bit of issues with this app, and it wasn't the app. It was the app I was using with this app. Speaking of, here's the developer, Cem. What's going on, Cem? Good to see you, my friend. So, hopefully I don't make a dog's breakfast of today's app. Because I got so hung up on doing something with it yesterday that I was like, damn, I got to learn how to use it. Audible says, prepare for MIDI CC hell. I don't think it's going to be that bad. Surprisingly, this app is quite easy. what I do think is I do get confused with CCs, with MIDIs and CC numbers and moving things around. It can be a bit of a minefield, yeah, if you're not used to, you haven't come from that world of music making. So over the 2 years I've been doing this show, I've been learning as well. You know, I've been learning how to have a MIDI controller and learning what CCs are and learning synthesis and all this stuff. So I've been learning along with you. That's the beautiful thing about this, you know. We're all learning. Nobody knows everything, and I don't know everything when I do these shows. But I do try and spend some time with these apps to try and understand to my best ability. And today we're going to dive in and look at this app. But let's do this first. Let's actually, you're going to like. I found a solution, Audible, and I'll explain it anyway. So, do we have some price drops? Oops, I clicked the wrong button. Dude, there we go. Price drops. We have price drops. So, Drum Jam from $7.99 to $3.99. VS Visual Synthesizer, which is really cool. I've done a show on this, down from $20 to $9.99. Anything of note? What else? Bliss Sidekick is half price. Mini Moog on sale. Maze Rider, B Space Leveler. What's on the next page? Then we'll jump into today's app. Lila says there was a lot of fucking swearing. No, there actually wasn't a lot of swearing. There was a bit of swearing, but it turned out it wasn't Cem's app that was the problem. Even though I sent Cem a bug report just in case, and then I had to send Cem an email going, "It's all right. I think I've worked it out." So sorry about that, Cem. Lo-fi tape, Kajita, Kashiba, Drambo's on sale as well. Look at that, a whole $1 off. Drambo's awesome though. Jam Up Pro, a whole bunch of stuff on sale. You know what I'm saying? But today we are looking at PatternBud. Now, Cem talked about this when I had him on the show. If you haven't seen the interview I did with Cem, go back and do it. We talked about his experience as an iOS developer and his whole history doing this kind of stuff. So, and I did ask on the show, is there going to be a Bud app that will control the other Bud apps? The one ring that rules them all. And here it is. This is PatternBud. Not only can PatternBud control other sequences and control synthesis and control, you know, things like your cutoff and all this kind of stuff. It's really built to control other Bud apps really easily too. Unfortunately, what I was trying to do needed a little bit more thought process behind it. Not because of the app, it was because of Hammerhead, which we'll go into. So, shall we do it? So it's $4.99, yeah? $4.99 works on iPhone and iPad. And if you've got other Bud apps, you're going to want to get this. It's totally worth your time to, you know, sequence all these things and just do some really amazing stuff. We'll show you what you can do with it. So to kick off, I'm going to open up AUM. Now, yesterday's show, we were looking at my second Songtember track from Utensils, which is my AI-generated track. And you can see here, we now have 10 instances of 4 Pockets progressions. So the AI is working overtime in this song now, and all of these instruments are being controlled by something else, something generative. And what I was wanting to do was use Hammerhead here. Here's Hammerhead. And use Cem's new app to automate this. So AI. Is automation AI? Not really. It's a little bit different, but of course, it's really hard to find a drum app that is going to do AI to keep rhythm. And so partly, let's talk about the elephant in the room. I have used Borsta for the percussion and rhythm and stuff. So that is all AI generated through progressions. So that's controlled with progressions. But for Hammerhead, I needed to use something to control the MIDI, the MIDI to change the patterns here. These are the drums. So I needed something to change these patterns. I have 4 patterns that alternate throughout the song. Now let me show you something first before we go into the app. All right. Oh, how about I just play the song? Let's play the song. What's going on, Stu? Good to see you. Oh yeah, and thanks to all our. Does this work here? Let me check. Thank you also to our Wart Warriors who are here for $1 a month. You can become a Wart Warrior and get custom emojis. How cool are they? And a bonus show at the end of each month, which will be a quiz this month. All right, so we've got our song here, and you may notice from yesterday, I've made some changes. So the song goes for 2 minutes 40. So I'll play the song, and then I'll explain what I did with Cem's app, and then we will go into the ins and outs. So as you can see down the bottom, here is PatternBud controlling the drums. So I'll leave it on this as we play it. And this is the song so far. This is, what did we call this? Symphony of the Apocalypse is the name of this song. Hello, Ashley. Good to see you. Let's go. Okay, so there is the finished. It may have a few other bits added to it. Track for utensils is called Symphony of the Apocalypse. Okie dokie. Done, and done. Now, let's bring the volume back up there. So let's talk about, we'll talk about this first, and then, so how I got around this problem. Now, I saw also Ed put something in here too. Now, I was having this too late last night, and I didn't email about this. I didn't include this in there, but yeah, there was another bug in here at the moment with the copy paste. I had an issue with copy pasting between steps in PatternBud. Yeah, I was copying and pasting, and then it would reset. But it looks like Cem has written here, already fixed that. New update probably be live tomorrow. See, this is the amazing thing about Cem. He's on the money. He's constantly updating these apps, getting them perfect. So don't be scared to buy his apps, because he's really hands-on. If you email him, send him a bug report, let him know he's right on it. What's going on, Mars? Welcome along to you as well. He's one of our great developers. Yeah, he really does pay attention. So let's talk about what I was trying to do with these drums. So I've got my keyboard connected here to this. Now, so I've got 4 patterns in here with Hammerhead. I've got pattern 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what I was trying to do with PatternBud was just change between these scenes. It should be easy enough, yeah? But here's the deal. What I thought I would do first would just put in the CC number, which first I was going to use the parameters here. So when you're using AUM, you have these open parameters here, which you can scroll through. And I thought, yeah, there's got to be a parameter in here for the scenes in this, for the presets, for the pages, I mean. And as I scrolled through, I'm like, there isn't one. Where are they? There's no open parameter. Okay, so that's out the window. So then it was like, all right, how am I going to use PatternBud to control these? All right, so then I went to the Hammerhead instruction manual and found out that the CC numbers for these were 24, so 8 of them. So we've got 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Is that right? So there's that. Yeah. So I knew what the CC numbers were and I know what the notes are. So that's a C1 all the way up to, what is it? G, is it? I don't know. Is it G1? Whatever. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah. C, E, F. Is it F? It's one of them. Whatever. I can't think yet. But so now I know what the chords were. So let's show you on my keyboard here. So now if I press these keys, watch. So see, notice up here where these patterns are. As I click between these keys on my keyboard, it's changing through these patterns. So all the way down. Chromatic counting is a pain, exactly. See that? So I've worked out this. So I'm halfway there to getting PatternBud to send the information to change. But then I opened up PatternBud and there was no ability to change scenes turning on notes. And then I realized there was an update. So I updated PatternBud and Cem amazingly has added the ability to add notes. But when I set it all up, the problem was this. You ready? Let's show you. If I solo out these drums and turn off PatternBud. Now, when I hit play on this, notice what happens. I'll turn this down. So when I press a key to change to the next pattern here, it changes, but won't change until it finishes the beat before. So now I'm going to press the key and go back to pattern 1. And it changes at the end of the sequence, yeah? So it has to get all the way to the... But you'll notice, watch this. When I press the key, it'll move to the next pattern, but won't change. All right? So you've got to make it wait. So it was a bit confusing because what was happening was I set up PatternBud to do like 24 bars and then the next scene and then the next scene 8. And what's confusing is you can see here, I've had to break this up. So the first section's 24 bars, but I've had to break it up into these little sections of 23 bars and 1 bar to turn off the note and turn on the next note. 7 bars and then turn off the next note and turn on the next note. So I would have to turn off the note that was currently being played and turn on the next note before the next beat. It was a mind fuck, and it's not Cem's app. It's the way Hammerhead works. You press the button and it has to wait for the sequence to end before it changes. So after banging my head against a wall for the longest period of time. Here we are, and it's working. You heard it working beautifully. Hey, thanks, Les, for becoming a Wart Warrior. Whoops, I clicked the wrong button. Thank you very much for becoming a Wart Warrior. Welcome to the Wart Warriors Club. Hey, Tremor Bear, welcome to you. Mars Capone, did I say hello to you? Mr. Back from doing time. Definitely below sea level on this one. All right, well, I'm going to get away from this and show you some of the cool things you can do with this, because I have dived in on the deep end. But yeah, let's get out of this, and I'll show you some funky things you can do. So we'll clear out this project. Goodbye to you. So essentially what this does, so again, this is a app that you open up as a MIDI. This is not something you open up as an audio file. This is a controller. This is something that makes no sound. It controls things. You can actually add the note off action in the step as well. Just don't toggle the send at start. See, I tried that and I couldn't get it to, oh, man, I tried, you know, do you know, Cem, I spent so many hours on this yesterday. And then I went and had a sleep and came back. You know what? It's working as it is. I'm leaving it as it is for now. But I'll try that. We'll try that. We'll try that now on this show. So this app that we're looking at today, it doesn't make any sound. Okay, it is a controller. It sends CC MIDI messages to other things, yeah, to other apps. And you can send it to Cem's other Bud apps to control those. You can send it to synths to control knobs in there. You can send it to sequences to change patterns in sequences. You can virtually send this thing anywhere, and it's got a whole bunch of things, commands you can, tell it to do. For starters, and I'm not the best at CCs and MIDI, as I said at the start, so you'll have to bear with me. First off, I'm going to start with, let's just start off with something simple. We'll open up an instance of it. So as you can see, I've created a MIDI channel here and an audio channel, because we're going to need something audio to make noise with this app. So I'm going to load up, where are we? PatternBud. We'll do a search for it. There we go. We've got PatternBud, and I'm also going to load up SnakeBud. Let's just load up SnakeBud. So this is another one of Cem's apps, and in here we'll load up something simple, not too offensive on the ears. What about a house mark? That's never offensive, yeah? Never offensive. So here's our house mark. We'll just attach a keyboard to this. Okay, so we've got black hole. Let's add some black hole to it. There we go. Nice sound. Okay, so SnakeBud, if you haven't seen it, generates really cool sounds. So what we need to do is we need to connect SnakeBud to our house mark over here. So we're connecting this to this. So we're doing a MIDI out and we're sending it over to house mark. So now when I press play, we're getting sound. And what's cool about this, SnakeBud, you can move some notes around with your finger if you want. Or you can randomize the shit out of it. So we can hit, let's just randomize that. And you'll notice the way it's moving is from the bottom up, going left to right, right to left, left to right. So it moves in a pattern with SnakeBud, yeah? So this is going to be our first pattern. Now I'm going to make another pattern with this. If you want to see a detailed video on this, I've done a video on this ages ago. So now here's our second. Now you go down here to add a new pattern. So we've got two. So I'm going to randomize this one as well. randomize the snake, and let's randomize the probability. So now there's gaps in it. Now I'm going to make another pattern. We'll change the notes up again. This time we'll randomize the probability, the snake. And for the last one, we'll just make something some very small changes. There we go. So we've got 4 patterns here down the bottom. See these down the bottom? 1, 2, 3, and 4. All different. So let's stop that. Now this is where PatternBud comes in because it's made by Cem and all all these Bud apps can all be now controlled by the one PatternBud. Is the ring that controls all. So how do we set this up? We want this now to control this. So we click on our little hamburger item and we're sending a MIDI out now to SnakeBud. So now we have this connected to this and this connected to this. So we're running in a line like that, yeah? That is what is happening here. So now let's open up PatternBud. And it's very simple to use. There's really, again, these Bud apps are not rocket science. They're super easy to use. So now it's organized in tracks here. So you can see we have a track here with 4 little sections. This is track 1. And it is set to CC10. Now with all of the Bud apps, CC10, you'll notice down here, CC10. And down here on the Bud app, CC10. CC10 is the universal CC that Cem has chosen to change patterns here. So these tracks are automatically set to CC10. So that makes life nice and easy. So we should be able to change things pretty simply. And you can remove these. So I can hold down on these and remove them at my leisure. So you just hold down and you get a copy or delete pop up. And you can add them easily just by pressing the plus next to them. Super simple, yeah? Super simple. So let's go in and click on one of these and see what you get. So this is our first step. And within this, I can choose how many bars I would like this to play on. So let's just do for now 2 bars. Not only that, you can decide if you want bars, beats, note values, seconds, or minutes. So you've got a wide variety of ways, descriptors for your length of time that you would like these parts to play. Hope you're all following. So we're going to leave it on bars for now. Yeah. We'll leave it on bars. There we go. Stay on bars. And I'm going to turn this to 2 bars. Yeah. And I want this to change. We want this to change patterns each time it reaches the end. That's pretty much all I need to. Let's go to the next one. So because we've got 4 here, I can click done and now go over to our next one. But there's an easier way. You've got these 2 little arrows up the top here. I can just hit the next arrow and it will take me to the next step in the chain. So I'm going to do 2 bars. Let's do 4 bars for this one. And we'll go to the next. And we'll do 2 bars for this one. Yeah. And for the last one, we'll do 4 bars. See that? Now, if I go back to SnakeBud, watch the patterns down the bottom here. Look at that. We are now controlling Snakebud. We're controlling the patterns, and we can have as many patterns as we want here to run in order. Pretty easy to do. And you've got a representation up here of when the changes are going to happen. So you can see this one's going for 4 bars. It gives you a little countdown. This one's going for 2 bars. And then we got 4 bars. Yes, and you can get deeper as well with this too. So that was just a basic setup. That was very, very basic. But you see how easy it is to send CCs to the Bud apps just by, you know, if you want them to run in order, super easy, very easy to do. But you can also go in here and you can add extra actions, which is really nice. Look at all these actions you can do. You've got jump to a step, random step, change pattern, random pattern, send note on, send note off, send CC message, send program change. So you can do all these things, and you can layer up these actions within each step. So I could say, you know, hit a send note, yeah, and you get all these options. So you can send a particular note on your keyboard, right? And what's really nice is when you see your note C4, it also next to you, next to the note, gives you the MIDI CC number, yeah, because not everybody knows what the MIDI CC numbers are for each note. Nobody, I don't know many people memorizing that shit. I only know a few of them. So I know C1 is 24. I know C2 is 36. That's all I know. I know CC10 is change patterns in Bud apps. But you can also choose the velocity that you want this action to take place. So the velocity that the CC, the note is struck, yeah, and the channel, the MIDI channel that it's going to go to. And see this little button here, this is really interesting too. So and you probably saw Cem say at the beginning, to help me with my problem, send on start. So this is really interesting. So you can decide to make sure this note, this action that we're creating here, sends exactly at the start of this section, right? So, and then you can go in and add more actions. See, if I jump out of here now, we've got a new action down here, and you can see this is telling you to on this particular thing, send a C4 velocity 90 using channel 1. So you can probably start to see the cool things you can build up here. You've got not only CC notes, you can set program changes as well. This is really, really, for something so simple to look at, there's a real lot of depth in here. You can, the mind explodes at the amount of things you can control with this. So you could decide to change to a random pattern. So when we're setting up that, you can, we'll come back to this. We'll leave this one. Let me save this because I'll come back to it. Save that. Where are we? Let's save this. Give it a name. We're going to go PatternBud 1. Okay, because we don't have a real lot of time to go through everything today. So let's try this. I'm going to talk about the drums I did. So let's just show you what was going on there. How you can control things like drums. Let's open up a MIDI and audio. Open up PatternBud. Maybe like that. And then we'll load up Hammerhead, because this was difficult to work out for me. And again, I'm going to now send this to Hammerhead. So now this is connected to this, so we can send particulars to here. Going to jump in here and load a preset. So I've got these metal drums in here. Yeah. Let's play these. Maybe. Maybe kind of, sort of. Where are my metal drums? What the fuck? There they are. Yeah. Right, so I want to control these. Yeah, I want to control these parameters here. So we'll jump here in here to PatternBud. It's all been connected now. And let's try what Cem said. So if we do, let me see. I'm guessing, let's do 2 bars. 2 bars of this. We want to add a new action. Now, we're not looking for the CC note here. We're looking for the note, because those particular patterns in Hammerhead are controlled by a note, and I can't get a CC to work for it. So send it note on. And we just looked at this. So if I hold down here, I know the note is C1. So that's the note. Now, I think from what Cem said, if I don't hit start, maybe I should for the first one. If I don't hit start, is that right? And now we do another action to turn off note. So now we're going to use C4 and turn off C1. I tell you what I wish. Can I say this, Cem? What I'd love? On this minus, I have to hold down. Hang on, let me show you. I have to hold down. See that? I would love to be able to just pull down kind of thing to go a bit faster. Send note message on start. So I do it on start. Yep. Okay. So for this one, on start, but then include the send off. Yeah, that should be right. So now I'm going to skip to the next send note off message on the end. Don't toggle the option. Yeah. So leave that one there. All right, cool. I think I'm right. So now I'm going to jump to the next step. And we'll go for 4 bars for this one. Drag the increment. Yeah, drag the increment, because it doesn't work. You have to hold down on it. I wish we could drag it. That would be heaps cool. So there you go. So now we're going to change to the next pattern, which we want to send a note. And the next note, what is the next note? Kids, for those playing at home for the quiz, what's after C1? There it is. C#1. There you go. So that note's going to be on next. And now we need to turn it off, right? Because we need to turn on the note and turn off the note for the next note to be played. It's just the way it is. 69. Of course it's 69 audible. So now we need to turn the note off. Let's go. Now, trust me, you won't have to do this for not all apps. Just in particular ones that, if you're sequencing that you have to press beforehand to change the next sequence. That's why this is a thing, yeah? So we're now going to, what are we going to? C1. Here we go. So we've got to turn that off. So now we've got 2. We'll go to number 3 now. We'll go 2 bars here. We're adding another note on. So each one we've got to turn a note on. And this will be what comes after C#1. For those playing at home. It is D1. There you go. And we turn this, send it start. Yeah. D1. And then we need a note off, which will be D1. Yeah, it is. The same thing I came across, this issue was with 909, the 909 kit. I had to do the same thing because that works the same way. You have to click the button ahead of time. D1, da, 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 da. And that's that. Note off. And our last one will be, we'll do 4 bars. Send note on. And D sharp 1. It's somewhere here. There it is. On its start, action. And now we need to turn it off to go back to the start, because it's going to go back to the start. Yeah. Let's go to D. Done. Yeah, I did. I knew that. It was on this one, yeah? On here. Yeah. It was in the back of my head, Jim. I'm like, I know I've got to go back and fix something. There we go. So now you'll see all this. Let's zoom in so you can see what's going on. Look at that. Little logo. Let's kill my logo for a second. So now you can see it's added this information here, yeah? It's put 2 bars with 2 actions, 4 bars with 2 actions, 2 bars with 2 actions, and 4 bars with 2 actions. And when we click on those, you can see those actions. There are the actions. So send note on and send note off. And you can see the exact notes they're turning on and turning off. Really cool. So now, fingers crossed, we're going to load this up and hit play, and it should automatically change. Look at that. For 4, now to 2. Now 4. See, it didn't change there. Did I miss one? See how it didn't change? Did I miss one on here? No, I didn't. See? It was behind. Look at that. It's interesting. It's so the way I set it up in the beginning worked for me perfectly. But and you know what? Sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't. It's interesting. The drum apps, I'm finding it to be a pain in the ass. It did up until the last one. Watch. We'll do it again. Hang on. Watch the changes. You'll see the last one, it move ahead, and then this will be behind and catch up, and it'll be 1 behind. Watch. That worked. 4. Change. 2. Now change. Still the same beat. See? It's 1 behind. That worked. That worked. And that time it worked. See? Which I don't think it's the. I'm absolutely sure it's not. It's not Cem's app. It's just the way Hammerhead is. Hammerhead's so finicky, man. So, but you can see how it works. Yeah, you get the idea of what's going on. It's really, really cool. So the last thing I want to show you. The last thing I want to show you, because we don't have enough time to go through everything, but you will be, trust me, you will be seeing this app in lots of shows to come. Yeah. So don't be afraid. I will be using it in many of projects to demo apps. So that's, I'm always using Cem's apps. I'm a whore for Cem's apps. $1.50 an hour. I'm a total slut for Cem's apps. All right, let's go in here. What can we load? What about something like Milo? Is that what it's called? Mila 3. So let's send PatternBud out to Mila 3. Because not only can you control things like that, you can actually control things like cutoffs and stuff like that, yeah? So let's go in here. Now, I'm going to open Mila 3. and go into the parameters here. Yeah, go into parameters. Mila, long time, exactly. And up here, I'm going to select PatternBud in our parameters. So now PatternBud is connected to this. So now I can control anything in here. So I could control a filter. Yeah, I can go and control the resonance or whatever I want in here. And I can control it within steps, which is really interesting. Let's do this. Let's go in here and... oh, I haven't even gone into the options. So you do have settings here as well too. You can add multiple tracks. So you can actually add more tracks here and have many, many tracks going on, yeah? So you could have these being sent to other places. The automation is just, the possibilities are absolutely endless. And here in the settings, you can control the CC of where each track goes to, the MIDI channel. You can rename the tracks. You can give them names, whatever you want to call them. There's a track count. You can add tracks here as well in the settings. Pretty standard stuff in the settings, not too hard. You're not going to get too lost. But within this, we can now say, let's go, what do we do here? We'll do a 4-bar change here and add an action. We can add a CC message in here. Oh, we can do it there. We can do it this way. Don't even need to do that, do we? We can just go in here and add a value. Is that right? We can add like a value up here. I am doing this right, aren't I? I've had such a fucking weird day. So we've got a hang on, let's do this. Let's leave this here. We'll go in here. Let's add a CC message, and we'll go 15. Yeah. Done. And we can control the velocity, the value of this. Is that right? Oh man, what am I doing? Fuck me. I'm trying to rush because I know Thomas's show is up in 5 minutes. Do you know what, guys? Fuck. I've got 5 minutes to wrap up the show. This is too much. Let's go here. We want to go back here. And let's just kill this for now. Let's just remove you. Go. I've got 5 minutes, man. Thomas's show is coming up next. So let's go. I want to go in here, don't I? I actually want to go in here and change this to CC10. We'll change this to CC15. So we need to go into the track and change this to say CC15. So I'll just do this with one thing. Now this track is connected to CC15. Yeah. Let's leave this. And I'm going to turn this up to about 60. Yeah. Then we'll move to the next one and we'll turn this up to about 80. Yeah. And we'll do 2-3 bars. And then we'll turn the next one up to about 100 for 2 bars. And then we'll turn the next one down low to about 35 and 3 bars. Now, CC15, we can go into Mila now and go into the parameters and we can add anything we want here. So we can add a filter 1. Where's our filter 1? And we can turn this to like the, what do we want to do? Let's turn it to the resonance. And we can turn on the MIDI, turn this to 15. 15, set. And now, when I hit play, where are we? Where's filter 1? Are we connected? This should now control our filter. See that? See it moving? Watch this. As it's playing, as it does 2 bars, 1 bar, see it moving? That is now controlling our filter. Let me just add a keyboard here quickly so you can hear it. Input. It's controlling the resonance. Hear that? Because this little knob is being controlled by PatternBud. Let's show you a little bit more. If I turn this down to, let's change this to seconds. We'll do it to seconds. And we'll do all of them to seconds. And then we'll wrap up and get out of here because Thomas is up next. And I've wasted enough of your time. Well, I haven't wasted your time because this app is wicked. For $4.99, it's really, really cool. It's awesome. There we go. So now, see how it's moving a lot faster? We'll shrink this down so you can see what's happening. Come on. All right, so there it is moving there. Let's shrink Mila down. Oh, come on, dude. So you can see it moving here. Now you can see this is moving. So now imagine you can have multiple tracks like this down here, all set to send different knobs here and just create total chaos, yeah? You can assign it to any knob you like. There's so many options you can do with this. It's just wonderful, 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 wonderful stuff. So if you want to automate your knobs, and we all love automating knobs, yeah, there are no limitations with this wonderful app. And as you can see, it's just a super simple interface. Everything's really easy to see what's going on, and it's really built to firstly work with the Bud apps. So if you've got a number of Bud apps, you saw how easy it is to change programs and things like that. Send MIDI notes, send program notes. Turn notes on, turn notes off. It's $5. It's absolutely sick. What can I say? Cem's done it again. All right. So sorry I've dicked around today. But yeah, it's self-explanatory. It's wicked, man. There you go. And get it while it's good. Thomas Christ is up next. And I'm sure, you know, I can see lots of people asking for some extra features here. And I'm sure Cem will just keep updating this and making it even better and better and better and better and better and better and better. So thanks, mate. Sorry, it's been a bit ragtag today, but it's because I spent so long yesterday working on my Songtember song. All good. Thomas Christ is up next, guys. And if you're a patron, I've got a few copies to give away of this as well. So remember that. Remember, guys, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better, and we'll all rise together. And let me make sure, am I able to send you to Thomas's show straight after this? Let me check. No, I don't have the redirect on, so let me quickly fix it. Redirect, Thomas Christ, you rock. Add, save. All right, as soon as this show ends, guys, it will dump you over at Thomas Christ Show if you have your autoplay set. And do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. Remember, we all rise together. Boom. Where is it?
Boom.
See ya. Remember, we got James Timms on the show tomorrow as well. So make sure you come for that interview. It's going to be fucking awesome.
Boom.